Hello, Martin. I know that you worked with Smithers and founded the Recover and Carbon Black conference in Europe in 2019. Can you share with us some, kind of context and story behind that?
Yes, thank you, Nancy. Actually, it started in the Carbon Black World 2018 in Düsseldorf. Back then, the carbon black industry was not yet that much interested in recovered carbon black and tire pyrolysis oil. I worked before that, I worked in the carbon black industry myself, and I got a lot of inquiries. But back then, the companies were not prepared as today. And so um, we had from Smithers, we had permission to do only one presentation about RCB. So I did it with Peter Tahar from back then Pyrolix. But I was allowed to do a workshop, and I did a panel discussion with four or five of my friends. And we were expecting maybe 20 people. So there were 20 chairs in the room, and 70 people came.
Wow.
And so chairs had to be put into the room, and it was a really nice workshop. And then your colleague Steve asked me, well, there seems to be a demand for that topic. Can we make a conference? Which is what we did in 2019. And we could get really good speakers. I could get Michelin for the keynote, and we had 160 people. We were very happy about this. And over the years, we could increase the delegate numbers to, I think it was more than 350 in Barcelona last year, really creating the community. And the industry needed that kind of community to meet and to collaborate and to learn about the news. This year, we have something exciting too, don't we? This year, you are the organizer of the Smithers RCB Asia 2024. What kind of event can our delegates expect, Nancy?
Yes, so the inaugural Recovered Carbon Black Asia edition is taking place on September 24th and 25th in Qingdao, China. And with the partnership of the most relevant association locally, which is China Tire Recycling Association, we will be able to include all key stakeholders of local China market onto this event. Companies such as EcoStar, Clean Tire, New Tech, etc.
Excellent, excellent. And we have also a very good advisory board, don't we?
Yes, we did. So we work with a very professional advisory board of thought leaders from across the value chain, leading tire companies such as Michelin and Sumitomo, global players of carbon black such as Cabot and Black Hat, and also industry experts such as you, Martin, and also Paul Aita, and also some very good representatives of leading recovered carbon black players in Asia, such as EcoStar and Investec.
What kind of sessions are you putting into your conference agenda?
Good question. So, working with the outstanding advisory board, Smithers will put together this programming with focus on market outlook and also future outlook of recovering carbon black and tire pyrolysis oil in Asia region and above. Sessions of this event encompass market trend, regional run-ups of China, India, North America, etc., environmental regulations and standards, technical applications of recovered carbon black, processing equipment operations, and of course, successful stories as well.
And whom can our delegates expect to meet on the event?
Regarding whom to expect to meet, our participants will be able to meet some senior leaders from across the tire value chain in China and also internationally. But last but not least, after the plenary of today's conference, there will be also a site visit arranged for EcoStar plant in Qingdao. Who represents the biggest tire pyrolysis and also recovered carbon black capacity in China, and probably also one of the biggest globally as well.
It truly is. And this is really an innovation for Smithers conferences, correct?
Yes, yes. And I have a question for you. I know you work with Spencer team for the European and also the Asia edition. Which differences do you see between recovered carbon black in the Western and also in the Eastern world?
I would say it's really two different worlds in a way that chemical recycling and pyrolysis is much more developed in the Eastern world, in Asia, especially in China and India, and also countries like Malaysia, even smaller countries like Bangladesh. You find much more pyrolysis recycling for tires. However, it is a more recycling focused, opportunistic focus to make some return, some money out of a waste stream. And maybe what we can say is the technologies used are maybe a little bit more basic. In the Western world, the industry is very, very complex because the business driver is ecology, circularity, reducing CO2 emissions. And for that, we have already a lot, maybe even too much governance for the safety of the operation, for the safety of the products. And it's very, very complex to build a business. And in turn, the capital expenditure and also the operational expenditure are much more expensive than in the East. And this is really the big challenge for building capacity in the West is getting access to money, getting access to investors. Now, by and by, we have good success stories, and we see investors investing into the industry. But it is very, very difficult by the sheer amount of money required for these kind of plants. Um, Hundreds of million euros. And due to that difference, it really makes sense to tailor our conference to Asia because the business world is very different in Asia.
Yes, yes, indeed. And I think one thing I learned is that the feedstock could be quite different between two sides of the world. In China, if we want to get the feedstock of Western tires, you probably need to pay for that. I think the scenario in Europe could be quite different.
Yes, that's an interesting topic because in Europe we have for the passenger car tires a lot of silica replacing carbon black in the tread of the tires. We don't have that yet so much in Asia, but I think it is growing. And North America, US is like a halfway house. And I would even say, as of now, probably the Asian feedstock is much better for recovered carbon black than the European feedstock. And of course, we have to ask ourselves, does it make sense to import a waste tire volume from Europe to Asia? India is still doing it, but I think that volume will decrease over time. From the conference preparations, which opportunities do you see for the Asian recovered carbon black and tire pyrolysis producers?
Good question. So, in China, there are some really, really big tire pyrolysis plants, but not all of them do this kind of deep processing of recovered carbon black yet. I think many of them produce mainly tire pyrolysis oil. So for companies with existing plants, they can learn more, by joining this conference about how to discover new opportunities on recovered carbon black and also finally add the revenue stream onto their business.
Absolutely. I always say you cannot beat the mass balance. The recovered carbon black is 40% of the production output, and that has to be sold as well. Otherwise, it becomes a problem. It becomes a liability. Thank you very much, Nancy, and see you in Qingdao.
Yes, look forward to seeing you in person. Thank you.